Hello everybody, today we've got another board set. I don't know what it is yet. Let's take a look here. I think we can... Let's see. Alright. Okay, looks like a Mario Brothers. Very cool. All right, the note here says, game boots up, but image scrolls. So, that's interesting. All right. Let's move. He had some nice packing in here also. Yeah, always love to see that. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to need a rainbow cable and aha! Wow. Do you think we know what the problem might be? Look at this. We have no pots here. So somebody has taken the pots off of this board. I bet. Let's look. Oh yeah. Yeah, somebody desoldered those pots. Well, okay, so we know we're going to have to replace these pots. The board's pretty dirty, so we'll clean it up. We'll clean it up after we get it working, so let's get it working first. We'll check all the EEPROMs and see what else it needs. Well, this is interesting. So it could be as simple as a couple pots that were just borrowed off it. So let's turn on the soldering iron. We'll grab a couple of pots. We need the JAMA adapter. We need a rainbow cable. And to start with, a couple of the 50K pots. Well, this might be a real quick repair video. All right. It should be fine with me. All right. So let's see. We'll start right here. There we go. We'll set this to the side. Well, we put some pots on here. So a lot of times these pots will get smashed when you ship it. They'll just get broken and smashed. They're normally a white pot with a knob on them. But these things work really well. This is what I put on everyone that needs them replaced. All right. Hold this down. Let's see. All right. Okay. Put our solder over here. Let's install the rainbow cable. See if we see any other noticeable problems. It actually looks really clean as far as work has gone. It's all real dusty, so we'll give this a bath before it goes back. This side, it could use a bath here. Let's see, anything else missing? It's got some schmutz on it. Probably just a little spidey here. This is probably left out. It was just left somewhere on a shelf probably. And someone borrowed some parts. Let's look at the back. Hey, that looks nice too. There was some previous work right here. Interesting. Okay, on that LS00. We don't know what they did or why, but let's put it together and try to fire it up. Okay. Use our JAMA adapter. Turn on the monitor. And let me move this up to the monitor. Sorry, I still need to get something. I've got something on order that'll be able to see the monitor a little better. It'll give me a larger range of motion when I move the camera up and down. Okay, monitor's on. Everything's hooked up. Oh, we still have some problems. All right. So we're missing green. Nope, we've got green. We've got some video sprite issues. All right. Yeah, look at that. We've got double pipes on the side. We've got the P colon up in the middle. Let's lower this down a little bit. All right. So we've got some logic problems here. Interesting. All right, let me do this. I'm going to test the RAM first. Let's do this again. Fire it up. Now we'll put it in test mode. And I should be able to go boom, boom. All right, monitor adjustments and self-test. Let's see what we get there. All right, so it says the ROMs are good. 7A and 7B RAMs are good. Let's use the start button to step to the next test. That doesn't look right. Sounds are okay. All right. Okay, so, well, we knew it was this video game, a video board error. Anyway, so that's what I get to play with next. Let's flip this over. All right. Pop back out. And power it down. What RAMs do we have here? We've got 2148s. Yeah, we still got that same mess. Where's my screwdriver? There it is. Let's get that logic probe back out. We got positioning problems, I think. All the text is good, which means these are fine. We've got some 2114 RAMs here. So the sprites are kind of in weird spots. Let's look. I'll put you back up there. So, yeah, all the motion sprites come out of these ROMs on row 7. Interesting. So the background is fine, which means the character ROMs are fine. Everything in the character ROMs is fine. It's just moving the motion sprites. It's interesting. Mario's in the right spot. The turtles are in the right spot. My bad. Okay. Okay, so I'm back working on this Mario. I was just probing some pins here. When I did, I accidentally touched these two pins together. Where are they? And it completely cleans up the background and the pipes. You see that? POW is in the right space. So I think I have a broken trace. This comes down. This is all the pieces that are missing here. Look at that. And they're missing if I do this. So it's the other half. This is the 2148 at location 8C. So when I short it together, I get some things in the right places. That's kind of weird. Let's go back. We'll wait for the other screen. The big text screen with the instructions is missing Mario and Luigi. Okay, so if I do this, look. Scrolls down beautifully, the bottom half of it. It's missing here, it's all wrong. But here, beautiful. Alright, now we go to that other screen. It shows Mario and Luigi are in the wrong spot. Boom, now they're in the right spot. So just shorting pins 16 and 17 on that RAM on 8C. Changes things. So I'm going to turn that off. And let's look here. See if I can go down to the big black book of schematics from Nintendo and see what we're looking at. Alright, here's Mario Brothers. That's the CPU board. Here's the video board. Let's see what we got. So RAM at 8C, which is right here. Pin 17 is an address line. And pin 18, 17 and 16. So it's A7 and A8. I short those together and things work. It doesn't work if I do it on this other RAM, on 8B. So they just, I bet I have probably a break and a trace between these two. I'll have to check back and see if I get continuity back to, this is really hard to see, 7B, pin 12, and 7B, pin 9 on those address lines. Very, very interesting. So, let's look there. Move the schematics out of the way. And let's pull out a meter. Alright. Let's see, pin 17. They're both fine. 18. Aha. Our pin 16. Well, wait. So why? Alright, so they go back to, they're connected, but if I shorted these two together on this side, it didn't happen. That's really weird. Alright, let's look. We go back to pin Alright, pin 17 goes back to pin 9 on 7B. So here, 7B, pin 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's right. And this one, pin 16 goes to pin 12. So 9, 10, 11, 12. Very interesting. So they're working. So, all right, let's turn that off. Turn it back on, and we'll use the logic probe. Let's see. Pin 9. It's pulsing. 10, 11, 12. It's pulsing. Huh. But here, if I short them together, oh, that's pulsing, that's pulsing. Nothing. If I do it on this RAM, everything's good. Wow. So I bet those two pins actually tie together. It doesn't make sense. You short them. Ah, there we go. All right. Nope. There we go. Yeah. So that straightens them up. I'm going to replace 7B, this 157, and I'll see if that clears things up a little. Because the RAMs seem to be okay. But both those address lines, when you short them together, the A7 and A8, all of a sudden the screen straightens up. And they both are fed from this. So maybe this isn't delivering them properly over here. Huh, alright. Well, we're going to change. I'm going to socket 7B and put another one in there, and we'll see where we're at. Be back in a minute. Well, I might as well show desoldering this. I don't know why not. I'm going to have to go find a 157 in a socket. But let's pull the chip. I think we're on to something finally. I've been poking around on this board for 2 days trying to figure out what's going on. I've even tried some different video boards, and I can't find a working video board in my stack of boards, so we're going to fix this one. Looks like this one needs a bath too. Once we get it working, we'll go back and we'll give it a bath, and it'll go back nice and clean for the customer. see. All right. I love it when a chip just pops out. Here's our 157. And, well, let me go find one and I'll be right back. All right, I found my tube of 157s. I'm not even going to socket it. I'm just going to pop it in and solder it to the board. All right. Let me see here. It's kind of interesting. Like I said, I hadn't found any bad signals around on this board that I could just probe. And I touched my probe to those two on accident, and poof. What I actually did is I turned the board around. I had this all up on the other end, and I was reaching over this way. And most of it's laid out almost backwards from a Donkey Kong, so I'm used to working on it, looking at the chips from this side, you know. Donkey Kong's got the RAMs over here, but they're closer to this side. All the counter stuff, this, you know, it's kind of like flipped this way and then that way. So it's just normal it's better for me. So I got that 157 in right here. Let's pop it up and look at the screen, see if it makes any difference. It may not, but hey, it sure didn't look right. And this chip's connected to both of those RAMs for those address lines. No difference still. All right. Huh. Let's see. Huh. Okay. Let's check it again here. Now it's completely gone away. Let me check my work here. I guess it's possible I put a bad chip in. Well, that's very interesting, huh? Okay. Well, that's not it. But I still think I'm in the right area. Huh. Very odd. Huh. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to socket that chip and see what the heck is going on here. Alright, so I removed that chip. And we'll put a socket in. I found my sockets. Let's see. Here we go. A little 16 pinner. I know we're in the right area now because, well, I figured it was the right area. I've been probing around here for a couple days trying to see if there was just a particular signal that was missing, and there wasn't. I couldn't find one. And then, like I said, I just happened to short those two together. And what a, it was kind of magic. So I got to look at some of the other signals that are other chips that are attached to those two address lines. I don't think it's the RAMs themselves. They don't. It doesn't look like it's the RAMs. It's definitely an address problem because, you know, something's getting written to the video RAM, and then when it goes to look up and pull the sprites out, it pulls out the wrong thing. I think that's how it works, but hey, I don't know. All right. So let's put our original 157 back in there. And turn on the power. Alright, here's what we have on the screen. Oops. Alright, if I take and short these two pins together, we get Mario and Luigi in the right spot. Alright, so short those two address lines together, I get a perfect background. Huh. That doesn't really make sense, does it? How about the other two? Huh. So it might be... It's got to be one of those two address lines. Let me look here in the schematics a little more. Alright, so I think it wasn't that 157. All the signals look good to it. It's got I traced down the clocks and all the signals are there, so I'm going to replace, well, I'm going to socket these two ROMs, or these two RAMs, the 2148s, and we'll see if that's... I pulled the chips out, putting in sockets, and we'll go from there. Yeah, it's definitely those two signals. Something's getting messed up with them. God, it made sense that it might be that 157, but it's not. I took it and I stuck it on my trusty little chip tester. It read good, so I put it back in the socket, and we're going to try this now. You know, board repair is just it's a process of elimination for some people. For me. Alright, so I pulled those two RAMs here. Okay, I had some 2149s over here. Let me look. Alright, I think these are them. 2149s. Let me write that on there. Well, these are actually yeah, they're 48s. Okay, 2148. Let's pop those in the socket. Something else I've found over the years that ceramics get super hot, and I don't know why. They're supposed to dissipate heat, but they get so darn hot. If you replace them with a plastic chip, they don't seem to run as hot. I don't know why that is. Anyway, we've got our chips back in here. Let's go look at the monitor and turn this thing on. Whoops. All right, there we go. Well, look at that. So it was the two 2148s. Wow. Okay. Well, I learned something there. You know, a lot of times you'll see, I suspect the 2148s when I just see a sprite just sitting there in the middle of the screen, you know. Not necessarily when the background is just messed up. And it's not the background, it was all the sprites. So these are the sprite RAMs. Those and the 82S09. Interesting. So we had two bad, well, one of the address lines was bad. I don't know if both of these chips are bad. I don't have a tester, so I'm going to set them aside and try them later. But okay. So we had bad RAM. Well, let's see. Give it a little play. Whoops. Oh, I should have just waited there. Ah. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, not fun. These just get harder. Ah. Well, anyway, nobody said I was good at Mario Brothers, but all right. So, there we go. So let's move back to the board here, and what did we repair here? This board had two missing pots, and I had some bad EPROMs. I reburned 3 of them. Let's see, I think it was 7N, 7T, and 7S. I didn't do that on camera, but they had to be done. We socketed the 157 suspecting it, and that wasn't the problem. Turns out it was these two RAMs, the 2148s. At one of them, I'm not sure which one, but at what is it, 8C and 8B. Wow, and that's pretty good, really. I don't think we had to do anything on the CPU. That's it. So next I'll take this guy in, I'll pull all the chips out, I'll give it a bath, it'll be nice and clean. I'll put it on some standoffs. And I'll clean this side too. It's just dusty. And I'll get to clean off where I soldered those on. I'm going to take the sockets out, and I'm not going to socket the chips again. I'll just solder them right back to the board. And yeah, that's all it was. It took me several days of probing around the video board to figure out exactly what was wrong. And next time I know. Well, that looks pretty darn good now. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next repair.